Hello, I'm Bill Mentz, sales manager at Tri-Valley Moto in Livermore, California. Over 100 years ago, when this photo was taken, Livermore was a small, dusty agricultural center. On September 24, 1911, about 1,500 motorcyclists raced at speeds sometimes approaching 15 to 20 miles per hour from Oakland, California to Livermore over rutted and rocky dirt roads. Afterwards, some gathered in the town center at the intersection of First and Lizzie to have their photo taken. Now it's North Livermore Avenue and First Street, and the streets have been moved slightly. The original flagpole, erected in 1905, was removed and replaced in 2004-2005, but it's still within 20 feet of its original location. Across the street from the new flagpole is Lizzie Fountain Park. The event was big enough that on the very next day, an article appeared on page 2 of the San Francisco Call newspaper. 100 years later, on September 24th, 2011, give or take a few hours, Motorcycle Day in Livermore was again celebrated, and another photo was taken. You'll see it at the end of this video. There's also a woman's interest story here. Yep, there were women riders back then. Most of the motorcycles 100 years ago didn't have dual seats, but if you look closely on the video about the event, you'll notice some women wearing riding gear of the day. Women's voting rights in California were about to be decided in 1911. Women's suffrage and prohibition against alcoholic beverages were somehow considered together, even though prohibition didn't start until 1920 and ended in 1933. When the vote came, Alameda County, which includes Livermore, voted against the ladies. But less than a month after the first Livermore Motorcycle Day, women won the right to vote everywhere in California. But first, how it all came to pass is a very interesting story, made possible by that 100-year-old photo surviving and the right people noticing it. Here's how. Many years ago, that old photo found its way onto the wall of an auto dealership. Then, a little over 10 years ago, one of the managers of that company, who happened to be an avid motorcyclist, decided to follow his passion and join CalMoto, a BMW motorcycle dealership in Mountain View, California. His old car boss gave him that old photo as a going-away present. A few years later, CalMoto would expand to a second dealership in Livermore called Tri-Valley Moto. That old photo moved in with the expansion. Yours truly noticed that photo and realized that we were just a few months from the 100th anniversary of Motorcycle Day in Livermore. It was something I felt needed doing. Luckily, my boss, Michael Meisner, who is now the general manager and owner of both dealerships, said, "Go for it." Easy for him to say. In a former life, I had organized events, though nothing like this before. I needed volunteers to help, and people stepped forward. I needed help from the official Livermore, and they stepped forward. We made and gave away t-shirts. We had an open house at our dealership. Lots of folks showed up. Back in 1911, 5 Central California motorcycle clubs, San Francisco Bay Area, Stockton, and Sacramento, participated. Those from San Francisco had to take the San Francisco to Oakland ferry, and folks from Stockton and Sacramento must have had a real adventure just getting to Oakland. In 2011, just like 100 years ago, folks rode in from all around San Francisco Bay Area. The Oakland Motorcycle Club, which got its start in 1907, was there. A 1914 Harley-Davidson motorcycle was there, and about 300 motorcyclists were there too. It was a lot of fun.